I would like to call the Public Health and Service Safety Committee to order on October 24th, 2016. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Gata.
Present.
Vice Chairman Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Newell.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
And we have a quorum. Number 2, approval of the minutes of September 26, 2016.
So moved. I'll second.
Any additions, deletions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the ayes have it. Under new business, we have 4 items, and they are all monthly reports. The first one, request acceptance of the Police Department monthly report.
I'll second.
Chief, what would you like to add? Nothing to add. And from the board? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 2, request acceptance of the Health and Human Services monthly report.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Audrey, I should say Dr. Marks, right? Would you like to add anything?
No, thank you.
No? Okay. And from the board?
Congratulations to.
Congratulations, that's right.
Yeah,
too.
cute baby pictures.
Yes.
Yes. So make sure that you say that when you see her or talk to her, okay? Any questions from the board? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 3, request acceptance of the Emergency Management Coordinator monthly report.
So move.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And the last, request acceptance of the Fire Department monthly report.
So move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Chief, how is the arm doing? And is I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, they could use you.
Yeah, that's a.
Did you
that's
throwing
actually-
arm?
They could use you.
I have a motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. President's report?
Yeah, congratulations to Dr. Savidra on the birth of her baby, and happy birthday to Trustee Palafis, whose
Oh.
actual birthday is today.
It is today.
Amazing.
Happy birthday.
On Wednesday, the 19th, we had the Firehouse Subs ribbon cutting, and later that evening, we had the Wine Wednesday at Rookies. Thursday, they had the Halloween trunk and treat at the Higgins Education Center. Friday evening, attended the Toast of Schaumburg with my wife Joni at the Renaissance Convention Center. And on Saturday, Joni and I went to Skate America in the afternoon, and then Wings Purple Tie Ball, which Denise Brown spoke very poignantly. She's a sister of Nicole Brown Simpson. It was very moving what she had to say. Wings does such great work. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Nothing in other items in review. Looking for an adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned.
I'd like to call to order the Finance Committee for October 24th, 2016. Could I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Newell.
Present.
Trustee Gata. Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
And we have a quorum. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of September 26th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 1 is a request for authorization to waive formal bidding and award a contract for the purchase of 8 ruggedized laptop computers and their accessories to CDW Government for use in police department vehicles in an amount not to exceed $29,216.72.
So moved.
Second. A motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Derek's filling in for Fred, so now's the time to get him. So, I don't want to make it boring for you. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 2 is a request authorization to award a contract for stage sound lights and backline equipment for the 2017 Northwest Fourth Fest to SCS Productions Incorporated, Roselle, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $19,750.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Anybody have questions or comments? Trustee Stanton?
I have a question regarding the sound. Are we having the same sound system that we had this year, next year? Because if we do, it was not, in my opinion, good enough. It was insufficient to reach certain areas of the village green.
Right now, the stage is set up to be exactly the same as it was last year.
Yeah, Ben, you were involved with that too, with the sound, weren't you?
Depends what you're asking.
He wishes he wasn't. But.
That was a leading question, I feel like. I'm taking the fifth. So last year, because I know 2 years ago we got comments, I know we had reduced the budget, so the stage was smaller, and all the music, all the PA was ground supported instead of being hung from the stage, which I know is cheaper and tends to have an effect on audio levels. But last year in particular, you thought it wasn't as good?
Not. Yeah, when you were by the tents there, you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely dead spots. I mean, from the conversation we've had, it really is a function of the budget that we wanted to cut about, was it $10,000 off the stage price?
It was about 8.
So, and to do that, you go with the smaller stage. The smaller stage cannot, what they say, they don't use a line array system, which is a less expensive system. So the smaller stage uses less sophisticated audio equipment, and you will get some dead spots. So I think it's a matter of, can we find money elsewhere in that July 4th budget to improve the audio? Unfortunately, I think that means cutting the talent budget, which means you'll have worse singers with better audio. So I guess you have to balance it out. But that was directly to cut budget. So it's hard to maintain the stage quality and finding out any other savings. So, I mean, is that a fair statement?
Yeah, the one thing that I would add to that is I can talk with the staging company between, if you, whatever you guys do with this tonight, if you do approve it, I can talk to them between now and the village board meeting and see, because I think that the stage that we have can have the speakers hung. It's just going to cost more money to do that. So I could talk to them and see what that additional cost would be and bring it back in for the board meeting when the board approves it, if you want to take a look at what that cost would be and add it in at that time. But Ben is recalling it exactly right. It was all done as a matter of trying to save money in the budget and reduce those stage expenses down, because the commission was looking more at, instead of the national bigger acts, more local acts. And thinking that the stage wouldn't need to be as large as it was when we were having those larger acts.
I would appreciate at least getting a figure of what the difference would be, yeah.
Sure.
Trustee Mills?
Well, right in the proposal, there's a note saying something about audio package does not include backline band gear. Is that what we're talking about?
No, the backline
Okay.
gear is, that's, again, when we had the larger acts, they would request either an additional drum kit or instruments
Okay.
that
Because it was saying right
equipment.
there that those could be quoted separately.
Yeah, and that was always set off to the side because we would always do the stage approval before we knew exactly who the bands were. So we would come back and add in the backline equipment if it was
Okay.
necessary from the bands that we approved for the festival.
Well, if we could at least, to answer Trustee Stanton's comments, at least get a price, so we know what we're talking about, makes it easier.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add one thing. There are very, very few comments that we hear about the stage sound. There's one commission member that has raised it before, but that's the only comments that, and Ben can speak for himself, that ever been brought to me or other commission members about the sound.
Yeah,
being a
I've heard
problem.
that from the person too, so.
Yeah.
Trustee Vandenberg?
Ben, I agree with you that 2 years ago, the sound was, in a lot of people's opinion, not very good. And then last year, I think it was improved, in my opinion at least, and for the comments I heard from residents as well. So 2 years ago, it was a different sound company than this, correct?
I thought
Or
it was
is
the
this
same
sound?
system.
It was. It was the same, and why the difference? I can't explain. I will tell you the one thing that I noticed from last year's festival, when the fireworks were going off, the music that was played, was too loud. It was not. It didn't come across very crisp, and that's one of the comments that I had for both the fireworks company that supplies the music and the sound guys for this year to see if we can maybe test that out before the night of the fireworks, because it just didn't. It didn't seem right to me. It was like they had it cranked up way too loud, or it didn't play very well. That's the one thing that I noticed, but that wasn't the music. The band's playing, that was the firework music that we had sing
My
to
other
the
question is,
show.
I'm going to imagine you contact other companies and kind of bid this out and go through the process?
Yeah, the typical cycle that the commission goes through, they bid out the stage and equipment.
You're off.
Is that better?
Yep.
They'll award a contract, and as part of the bid spec, there's 2 additional years that can extend the contract at the request of the village. And that's exactly where we are right now. The commission bid it out for, in 15 for 16's festival, and now they're just looking to extend the contract, exactly what we had before. So there'll be one more extension if they want to do that, if they recommend that to this body. And then we'll go back through that whole cycle all over again. It's very similar to what we do with the fireworks. There's a
Thank
bid,
you.
and then there's 2 extensions,
Right.
if they're happy with it, and then we'll go ahead and bid on a 3-year cycle.
And then when we bid it last year, if you recall, the other competing bid, the production was, so the sound and lights were slightly better, but the stage was much cheaper. And just from an aesthetic standpoint, we decided to stay with SCS because the stage itself was just not attractive. So that was one of the things we didn't want to trade off of. If it's a centerpiece of the event, you want the stage to look kind of quality, and the competing bid that was it a little bit cheaper?
It was a little cheaper overall.
Yeah, so the sound probably would have been slightly improved, but the stage was nothing more than stage decking and like a canopy tent.
Do you remember who it was from?
I want to say it was a local, was it a local Hoffman guy?
Trustee Vandenberg and I use Hi-Fi.
I was just going to comment on that.
No.
Which, now they blew everybody away in the Plus concert tent. We had the exact opposite, but,
And they would do something the size of the 4th of July? we'd
I'm
be
not
looking for?
sure.
Yeah.
Because you remember, we got a bid from, we actually asked you to get a bid from SCS to check Hi-Fi, and they were more expensive. I don't know by how much, but
But then I got another bid from a friend of mine, and his price was higher as well
Yeah.
than Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi was very reasonable, we
well,
thought.
Hi-Fi is the sound group that does High Infidelity. So they're
Okay.
associated with that band.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do rigs as big as what we use for 4th of July, but it might be worth dropping them a call. I mean, I don't know. But the Arts Commission, see, Kevin and Mark, neither of them are here tonight, but they're the 2 that have, interacted the most with Hi-Fi. So you could probably call one of them and ask them, what their experience is. But they do pretty well by those 2 commissions.
Yeah, the other company that put in was a company, it's the first time they've ever done anything with us, and it was called Cahill, I believe. And they are somewhere in this metro area, yeah.
I've never heard of them.
And that's the first time I'd ever heard them either.
Trustee Gata, thanks for
Finally.
waiting. I know, so I'm sorry. It's a popular subject.
It is a popular. Is there any way then, how about satellite speakers? So, I mean, you have them coming from
kickers,
the
yeah.
stage, that's all well and good, right? But if people are just like Trustee Stanton was saying, if they're by the tents, it kind of like bleeds off. Why couldn't they put, satellite speakers around, 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever? And I don't think that would cost additional dollars.
I mean, I think we quote it out. I think we tell them there's definitely dead spots. As you walk kind of just the sidewalk, it dies pretty dramatically. So I think we just have to tell them there are certain spots that just need to get coverage and ask them the most economical way to cover that. Like a line array system is a type of speaker system. It's what like modern concerts will tour with, and you're able to aim the cabinets in various directions so you get kind of the spectrum of coverage that you want. Once you go to less sophisticated technology, then you're really just blasting the sound out and hoping for the best, and that's where you result in dead spots and just the curvature of like the hills and everything. So short of going back to a line array system, which is expensive, then maybe satellite speakers might be an in-between. But yeah, I mean, you see that at Ravinia, satellite speakers. So
Yeah, same with
Yes.
our Arts Commission. They use, we always call them kickers.
Yeah.
They're the main speakers that we kind of project up to the hill. I mean, the scale from the Arts Commission, though, to the 4th of July is not even comparable. But nevertheless, it gets up to the hill.
Yeah,
Which
I
is why
mean,
we do it, so.
Trustee Stanton, is that what you're noticing, that just like there's dull spots where you can't make out anything? You just kind of hear a low murmur?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah,
Up
okay.
on the hill. Yeah,
Well,
so-
I don't know if that's up on the hill where the food was,
Yeah.
but
Oh, no.
that's more down the
The
hill,
beer,
isn't
the
it?
beer tent was on the hill.
By the walking path where the food was,
Yeah.
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
yeah.
It's probably because of the way the stage is aligned. The food is kind of off to the, if you're looking at the stage, the food is off to the left. So I'm guessing that the sound kind of.
No, no doubt, but there was a
Yeah.
lot of people there as well, especially for the 4th of July itself.
Yeah, and the food tent was there too, probably
Yeah.
diverted a little bit of it. But we can talk to them about that and at least have them give us some options is the best way to address it.
Okay.
How do we want to go forward now, then? Send it forward without a recommendation?
Yes, ma'am. And then we'll come back at the board level with the options.
I don't remember who had the motion in the
I
second.
made the motion.
Okay.
You want to
Yeah.
retract the motion? Is that what you're
Or
saying?
just modify it without a recommendation for a specific company, but the dollar amount stands. So that way Dan can go and do some investigation on all that we've given him for
I'll go
input.
along with that.
Is everybody okay? Or do you want to strike the dollar amount too?
I think you almost have to, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
well
sending
then,
it forward with no
yeah,
recommendation.
then no dollar amount, no recommendation, but we approve it to be updated at the board meeting. You got that? Okay, all right.
Whoever seconds agrees.
Who seconded?
Yeah, who said?
I did.
Okay.
And I
good.
agree.
All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
As amended, approved. Nays? Oh, motion carries. Thank you. Moving on, item number 3 is a request authorization to award a contract for the 2017 Northwest Fourth Fest fireworks display to Melrose Pyrotechnics Incorporated, Kingsbury, Indiana, in the amount not to exceed $35,000.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Trustee Vandenberg?
A couple comments. First of all, do we have any partners lined up yet that might share in the cost of the fireworks?
That was my question. Go ahead. Do we?
As far as I know, the same ones as last year,
And what are they?
Park District and
Park District and Hanover Township.
Township.
Those are the only two?
Yeah, same as last year, or this year. Yeah.
Because it was nice to see in the contract that if Hoffman Estates does not receive the funding in the amount of $20,000 as partners, then by May 31st, then the village will have the option to reduce the fireworks contract or display contract to $15,000. And let's say those partners fall through for whatever reason, and we only are obligated for $15,000. I would imagine the firework display would reflect the reduced
Yes.
fee as well, so it wouldn't be.
No.
Yeah, what's Bev's fireworks?
It's like $3,500.
Yeah, so it'd be somewhere between
Yeah.
a little bit more than that.
The reality is the last, since Elgin chose not to renew, that language has been in since prior to that. We don't get the full other $20,000 from the other two sponsors. We just have continued to go ahead and do the $35,000 because that, frankly, it's the focal point of the whole festival. So as long as we're getting the financial results from the festival that we have been getting, it's been easy. It's been, well, easy is not the right word, but we've been able to afford leaving it at $35,000. We have that in case there is a major change and we lose the Park District and Hanover Township.
Is there a chance for other communities or municipalities to join us?
Well,
this year?
we were talking to one, and I'd rather not say which one, but they have not made a commitment as of yet. The mayor and I both reached out to another one, but
So there's a chance that.
there's a chance.
Good. Well, thank you.
Trustee Mills?
And also, there's the opportunity of a major sponsor coming in.
That's true,
That
and
could
that's
help
what we
with it,
have
too.
been
Great.
But yeah, I think we've pushed
working
for
with
that.
AJ on.
Right, we pushed for that wording in there just to protect ourselves, too.
I'm
Yep.
glad.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? We have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Moving on to the reports. The first is a request acceptance of the Finance Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Anything to add, Rachel? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Item number 5 is a request and acceptance of the Information Systems Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Derek, anything? It's your chance. Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Item number 6, request acceptance of the Sears Center monthly report.
So moved.
Second?
A motion and a second. Any,
Please don't say, Ben, here's your chance.
any questions or comments? Ben, you're on.
You're on.
The mic's actually on, so do you want to add anything about?
No, just we had our Skate America this weekend, which is a big international figure skating event, which was exciting and profitable. But even more exciting, it was the unveiling of the new scoreboard. So it operated as promised. Actually, oh, hello.
No, I did that.
The Bulls actually lent us one of their experts to ensure that nothing went wrong, and it was great. So we're very pleased with it. I will say, when we were setting up for the event and I put on Game 3, all work stopped. So it's
Yeah.
not conducive to productivity if you put on sports while we're setting up. But we were really pleased, and the Bulls saw it live in action, so they're very excited to use it for their games. But I mean, it lived up to what we were hoping. So the colors look great, live video, and this was one of the events that would not come back to the building unless we promised to replace the scoreboard. So it's a very profitable event, and they were very pleased to be the first ones to use it. They're a little bit concerned, but once they saw it working, they were very pleased.
Do.
Yeah.
In terms of the event?
Yeah.
So 12,500 paid. They did $20,000 more than they did 2 years ago, and I believe the American skater won. I don't remember her name. So all good
Gracie
things.
Gold?
No, Ashley Wagner.
Ashley won.
Ashley
yeah,
Wagner
Ashley
won.
won, yeah.
Yeah. So they're very pleased. There's a lot of international tourism. I think the Marriott was sold out, so good event for us. It'll take about 4 days to load out everything, including melting the ice. I'm not sure what's going to take longer to load in, whether it's that event or the Sister Cities Commission, which on as we
Have
speak.
Paris on ice.
Right. Try not to read into that too much. Yeah.
We're an hour 12 of setup. Just what time is it now? Anyway,
Trustee Gata.
Did they indicate that they would like to come back next year?
they did at 3 a.m. last night as I was trying to leave. They said, "See you in 2 years," and then I shuddered and wept a bit, but I said, "Yes, I will see you in 2 years." It's a long loadout.
Okay.
But, and also I'd like to thank Leopardo. Leopardo actually provided some other carpenters, because as part of the little-known fact, but I guess the figure skating cameras need to be in such a position that we had to build multiple wooden platforms. It took about 3 days to build.
Wow.
And given Leopardo's expertise, they actually gave us some of their master carpenters to help knock out that work in about 3 days. So we were disassembling the equivalent of 3 to 5 decks, which were really well built. Too well built, actually.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Ben, on the new beautiful, huge scoreboard, can you feed TV on there?
We can. So
I'm just thinking that wouldn't it be cool
World
to
Series?
do a World Series? You could put tables and
Copyrighted.
bar stools.
on Friday,
On a Friday?
if you stumble by the Sears Center at 6 p.m., the doors might be open.
You know,
Okay.
this is on
Yeah.
TV.
So in actuality, we check with Comcast. We are allowed to broadcast the game because we just want to make sure our account was, because certain accounts you can't. We can. So we are hosting some of our sponsors and some of our partners at 6 p.m. So we are inviting members of the village staff and members of the board, obviously, to join us on Friday at 6 p.m. for the game and wiffle ball on the event floor.
Would you ever consider opening up, like on another night too, and Levy could provide the food and the bev and,
I think that's an excellent idea. If Levy's up for it, I would be very inclined to do so.
I'm looking, people are always looking for a cool place to go watch the game.
That's right.
It's
Exposure.
43 feet by 24 feet, so it is the biggest indoor video screen in the city, well, in the market rather. So I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow if you
Right.
want. We'll turn it on. But
Levy's not here to say no, so we can
Right.
just, you know.
But Tuesday we have Sister Cities, and then Wednesday we have Intergovernmental. So Friday's the first opportunity we get to host it without a conflict, unless Jim allows us just to put the game on and we can
I think it's a great idea, don't you, Mayor?
Test it out.
bash of all the pomp and circumstance. But no, it's a great. I mean, that's one of the reasons we got the video board's in a certain shape of like a big screen TV. That was one of the ideas, is that if we actually did live TV, it wouldn't be stretched or squished or anything weird like that. So
When you do, getting back to Skate America, when you do them, the basketball floor comes up.
yes, yeah.
So you, and then is that a big, I know we talked about this before in previous meetings, It's like a day?
No. I mean, now that we invested in a new basketball court, it goes up in about 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
So it comes up and goes down really quickly. So that was one of the big deals is with newer equipment, it's faster, more efficient, we save money. So we actually had to make ice. Making ice takes the most amount of time. So after Sister Cities and after Intergovernmental, we'll start melting the ice. And then we have cheerleading, and then the court will go down November 6th. So we'll have the court down for a full week before the inaugural game. But with the equipment we have, it's much easier.
Thank you.
We would have been fighting it at 3 a.m., and I would have been getting calls saying, she's fighting me, what do I do?
Oh, no.
And that's when the sledgehammer comes out. But anyway, yep, so just very profitable event, lots of people, and we got really high marks for the overall event quality, but particularly people love the scoreboard, not only in the bowl, but in the lobby. The lobby scoreboard was really well received, especially at night when it pops.
That's great.
And then in November, we have obviously the Bulls.
Soccer on the 12th. So the
Soccer.
Bulls' inaugural season is November 11th, and then the Chicago Mustangs, their inaugural season or inaugural game of the season is November 12th.
Oh, and the Arts Commission has meatballs and Mozart.
On the Thursday before, so
Right.
that's the 10th.
What you would have known as tacos and Chikoski, but we had to mix it up. And Trustee Stan doesn't know yet, but he's going to play classical piano for us.
Yes, we have a
We waited till the public meeting, so you couldn't say no as
we have
easily.
a baby grand.
And he gets meatballs as pay?
Well, you know,
the
he
meatballs?
is the meatball guy.
You guys
so-
all know that I'm not playing, so that's, there's no discussion, I'm not playing.
All right, we're going to have to call Rita. All right, so somewhere in there, I think we had a motion and a second for a request acceptance of the Sears Center monthly report. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have, a motion carries. President's report, sir, anything else?
Yeah, I would concur with Ben. The scoreboard's spectacular, and the replays, the skating was really so vivid. I mean, it was really high quality. It's really
And the club's done. We forgot to talk about
Yeah,
the club.
the club's done
but yeah,
too. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Go see the club.
Also, this morning, Manager Norris and I were at the Chamber Board meeting this morning. Good way to start a Monday morning.
Awesome. We have nothing in other, no items in review, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have, a motion carries. Thank you.
I would like to call the Public Works and Utilities Committee to order for October 24th. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Newell,
Present?
Vice Chairperson Gata,
Present.
Trustee Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present?
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Okay, all accounted for. We have a quorum. The next item would be approval of minutes from September 26, 2016.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody notice any deletions, additions? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Under new business, we have 5 items. Item number 1, everybody's favorite, discussion regarding the 2016-2017 Snow Ice Control Policy and Procedure Manual. Mr. Neville?
Every year, as you know, we meet with the Public Works Bargaining Unit and go over our snow and ice policy procedure manual, see if there's anything they would like to request, any changes we might want to make. At this point, we've whittled it down to a pretty efficient document. They, of course, want more days off. We deny that, but we just want to make sure we're covered. But we're flexible if the forecast allows. But a lot of the changes now are housekeeping.
Okay, that is good. Any questions up here? Seeing none?
I'll make
Okay.
a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the 2016-2017 Snow Ice Policy and Procedure Manual. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 2, to provide an update on the police facility uninterruptible power supply, which is the UPS, emergency purchase and installation, and request approval to declare the damaged UPS surplus and dispose of the equipment.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Trustee Palafis.
uninterruptible unless hit by lightning, of course.
Then it's definitely interrupted.
That is what happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're talking
That's,
about the same.
the
UPS.
electricians that came in said they think that it took a strike.
And which is, there's no way to protect from that type of surge, so.
Not that I'm aware of. I do believe we do have lightning arresters on the building, but I guess it depends on where it gets hit and how it comes in. We did install a bypass, though, prior to that. Both ComEd and the generator power ran through the UPS. So the UPS was kind of a weak link in our system, which we found out with this event. ComEd was down, the UPS was out. The generator could run, but we couldn't run the building off of it because all the wiring was running through the UPS. So we now installed the bypass. So if it happens again, we'll be able to run the police department off the generator. When this happened, I think our PD was down for 7 hours or so.
Quick question. Was that something that was missed when we built the building however many years ago, or they just didn't test it?
Or didn't think that this could happen.
No. Okay.
I think that's more the case.
Yeah. Understood.
There's only so many what-ifs you can do, right?
Well, actually,
How
to
much
be
you wanna
honest,
pay for it?
everyone I've ever seen has been wired through the UPS. So I guess we're going to do the manual on how that's not a good idea.
I mean, even data centers,
They do.
wire through that way, so.
Yeah.
All righty, seeing no other questions, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 3 is request authorization to award contract for State of Illinois joint purchase of the 2016-2017 winter road salt to Cargill Incorporated Salt Division of North Olmsted, Ohio, at a unit price of $65.08 per ton in an amount not to exceed $273,336.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Trustee Stanton?
Joe, I just noticed that the salt prices are starting to go back up. Is that going to be something that's going to be year after year again now?
Actually, I believe the salt price, if you look in 2014 and 2015, when we were locked in at $52.31 a ton, prices on the open market spiked to over $100 a ton. We were lucky enough to be locked in on a second year with the state contract. So prices are actually coming down from where they were, not what we paid, but what the market was since that time. So we're hoping if we have another average or below average winter, that prices will continue to fall below 65 a ton. They seem to be cyclical, and it's all seasonal depending on usage and demand.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. No nays, motion passed. Item number 4 is request acceptance of the Department of Public Works monthly report.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. I just wanted to make one quick little comment that the new format of the report was very good, very quick, very easy, looked really clean, was nice to read. So just kudos to whoever put that thing together, so very nice.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 5, request acceptance of the Department of Development Services monthly engineering report, of the Transportation and Engineering Division.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add? Nothing?
Nothing additional, thank
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. President's report?
Nothing else, Trustee Newell.
Thank you. Nothing under other items in review. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed, and we are adjourned.